Analytics is my favorite subject as a marketer. Before joining Google as an analytics advocate, I always thought data was the most interesting part of marketing. And not just because it allowed me to show results to clients and get more money, that stuff is great, but actually data lets us give our users and our customers what they actually want, as opposed to what we think they want. And that should be a joy for all of us. No matter what business we're in, giving people what they want is awesome. Not what we think, not what the hippo thinks, the highest paid person's opinion, but what they actually want. So you've already got an intro about me. That's a picture of me at Google. If you've never been to Google, check it out. There's bikes you can use to get from building to building, which are pretty fun. They've been seen as far away from Google as Burning Man, so those bikes tend to get around, but don't steal one. So gonna just go through a few things. To start with, gaining insights into our data, and then 3 different Google tools on how we can help you guys do these things better. So some truths up front. All of you are BrightEdge users, so you already know what we do is measurable. You're using a great tool. It integrates with Google Analytics. It really helps you measure what you're doing online. So number one, you guys are already rock stars at. You and your client, hopefully not just or your client, determine what to measure, right? So you, at the start of any program, you have agreed upon outcome metrics and KPIs. And hopefully this data is informing your decisions. Hopefully it gets you closer to your users. I just said that. And then we can deliver awesome results reports, right? But this is getting harder. As you all know, today's customer journey is becoming more complex. We're having more and more interactions in social, more and more interactions in mobile, more and more interactions with different brands. We're looking at review sites. There's a lot that happens before a purchase. And so this is a challenge for us as marketers, right? At Google, we like to talk about a lot of these things, particularly in mobile, as micromoments. I'm sure you've heard us share this before, so I don't think this is new ground. But it is interesting. We have all these micro interactions per day, in the form of alerts from whether we're using Google or whether we're using Apple. We have alerts on our phones. We might have tweets through the day, emails. We might have directions. We have all of these different opportunities throughout the day that brands can interact with us. And so this makes marketing harder, but hopefully data allows us to illuminate which of these touch points matter and where we should be spending more and where we should be shifting what we're doing. So hopefully none of us in this room are still using last-click attribution. So last-click attribution is giving all credit to a conversion to that last interaction, whether that was an ad or whether that was an email campaign or whether that was a link in social. And the reason for that is that one last interaction likely was not the reason someone made a purchase. Maybe it was a few of the times, but if we're using attribution modeling and we're using tools like in Google Analytics, we have multi-channel funnels, you'll see there's a lot of different interactions that happen on the way to purchase. And all of our channels work together, and we need to credit them appropriately. So hopefully you're not using a last-click model anymore. We'll talk a little bit more about attribution in just a minute. We've also done some research at Google, and we found that, since we're talking about data sources today, most marketers don't believe that they're integrating all of their sources correctly. And we've tried to solve this on the Google Analytics team with the launch of Universal Analytics, which really evolved, this was a few years ago, helping evolve Google Analytics to measure users and not just sessions, right? We want to help you actually understand the customer journey and not just, okay, these hits on our website. So we're trying to help solve that. I know BrightEdge does a lot to help solve that too. We're trying to help people move from channel silos to thinking across channels, thinking across the organization, sharing data, and being able to understand how all this works together and not keeping PR teams and not sharing data with PR teams from SEO, because those two work well together, not keeping insights on our inbound marketing programs from our demand gen programs, right? We're having all these things work together because they do work better together. So an example of this is if you have a call center and you frequently get phone calls for a certain problem that people are having with your business or a product, if you were to mine that call center data, there's probably 20 awesome pages you could create for your website and get fewer calls to your call center. So fewer call center people need to deal with these recurring questions, and then you have happier customers because no one wants to call you anymore. As a millennial, I don't use the phone app on my phone, right? It's hilarious. The more you can move to actually looking at data across channels, maybe there are some people that still want to call you, and that's great too, but understanding that information is really important. So what we want to do with data is we want to create a virtuous cycle. We want to understand the customer journey. What are the most frequent paths users take to actually convert high-value users? Get those insights, not just data, right? We don't just want to share dashboards without sharing actual executive summaries and insights attached to them. We want to share them cross-functionally with other teams, and then we can use all that to deliver awesome experiences. So you have a few options for tracking. You can track nothing. You're already tracking things, everyone in this room. So hopefully we're not tracking nothing. The second is tracking is broken. We actually have some great tools on the analytics side to help you understand if anything is broken. Now in Google Analytics, we have diagnostics right within the product that will tell you exactly what we see is wrong with your implementation. We also have a tool called Google Tag Assistant that will automatically look at all of your tags on your website and help you understand which ones might be broken. I'd also recommend using Google Tag Manager. I like to call it, think of it like Lord of the Rings, one tag to rule them all. So Tag Manager is awesome. It will basically, just one tag will replace all of your tags and let you manage them within a separate app. Really easy. Track everything, not knowing what's important. So a lot of companies do this. They set up Google Analytics, they set up all sorts of measurement tools, they get dashboards, but then they don't know what's important. They're sending VP of sales, unique visitors to the blog. VP of sales doesn't care. He wants to know, or she wants to know, new leads generated and the quality of those leads. They want to know, how many of those leads are converting. What are we doing to recycle those leads that don't convert right away and keep them in a pipeline, right? So tracking everything is not enough. We need to share the right data with the right people. And hopefully we get to the bottom. We track everything and we report what's important to the right stakeholders. And we do it with a nice summary, and we don't give people a whole bunch of noise that they're never going to look at. Hopefully none of that was new to you, but today I want to talk about 3 Google Analytics features that are new that hopefully can help you. And then if we have some time after, we'll do some questions. So the first is we've gotten a lot of requests on a demo account. And so what we've done is we've decided to open source all of the data from the Google merchandise store. You can go online and buy Google t-shirts, YouTube socks, Google pens, all sorts of cool Google swag. And this is live data. What we decided to do is use the Google store, we open source that data, and give it to all of you in the form of a demo account. And so this is a fully functional e-commerce demo account. You can dive into with your team. And the benefit of this is there's a lot of benefits. The first of which is if you're training new team members and you wanted to show them a site with live data where everything is configured, it's a great way to get someone who's new to analytics to dive into the product and immediately see everything, not have to, have a site where there's no traffic and not really get it. The other thing is, and I'm going to talk about this in just a minute, we've launched an analytics academy. So unfortunately, in the time I have left, I can't turn all of you into rockstar analysts. I'm sure you already are. But for the people on your team who might not be or are new to analytics, the demo account provides an account you can use to go through as you take our academy classes. And it's one-click access. It's really easy to access the demo account. And this is a fun thing to poke around with. As an analyst, I've always had sandbox projects in the form of I have a mobile app. I play with the code and see how it works and use different tools on it to test. And some blogs and sites. But the demo account actually makes it so you don't have to be a total nerd to be able to see lots of cool data and to have a sandbox site. So it's a cool thing. The next thing I'm going to talk about, since we're talking about integrations today, is something else we just launched, which is Google's Data Studio, our data visualization tool. This is a free tool. There is a paid version of it, but the free tool is available to all of you. And we've researched marketers, and we know this as well as you do, I'm sure. Many people find it difficult to share data cross-functionally. And hopefully there's not too many of you still sharing data in Excel spreadsheets every month, because what an awful way to share reports. And so maybe the last of you that are still using Excel spreadsheets, we can get you into a proper data viz tool. So Data Studio connects with all of your Google data sources right out of the box, really easy one-click integrations. We also pull data from Google Sheets and from any of your databases that you may have. A sample report, just to show you what this looks like. Here's a sample AdWords report in Data Studio. Really easy. If there are data sources that you wanted to bring into Data Studio, you can't yet, come see me. And this is definitely a product we want to expand in the future because we want to be able to give you a full picture of your users in awesome, beautiful dashboards. We also created a solutions gallery for Google Data Studio. And this is cool because via one click, you can pivot different reports into Google Data Studio. And you can really do all sorts of creative stuff here. There's some political data visualizations if you wanted to test those. There's TV ad performance. There's an e-commerce store. There's all sorts of data visualizations that you can use as a template and be like, oh, I like what was done here, and I can modify it for my own purpose. So we've tried to make this easy for you. We have a solutions gallery as well for actual Google Analytics if you've never checked that out. And that's cool because there's already custom reports, custom dashboards, and advanced segments already built for you for everything from SEO to social media to email reports. Because basically what we want to do on the analytics side is make it really easy for you to get awesome reports with just a few clicks. So that's what my team does on the education side is we do a lot of this work up front and hopefully it scales out and you don't have to create new things from scratch. You can just leverage our work for a lot of your clients. One other thing that we've done is we've created an analytics academy. And this is a very cool course. This is really something where the coursework is about, the examples are Google Analytics, but actually all of the practices and the theory laid out would be applicable to any analytics tool. So this might help you even be better with your CRM data and your Salesforce data or other non-Google sources. So check this out. We've got courses for a few practice areas just to start. And great. Well, thank you so much.